Designated hitter number 35, Angus Roger. Batting 9, the catcher, number 30, Chris Adamson. Starting pitcher tonight for your Adelaide.
So good evening, everyone. Thursday night baseball here in Adelaide at the beautiful Norwood Oval, or Cooper Stadium as it's commonly known. And we've got a really fantastic series here with the Aces jumping on a plane and taking an hour flight and coming over in a 4-game series against the Adelaide Bite. It's an extremely tight competition. Perth Heat leading the way with a 21-13 record, and Canberra hot behind them an 18-16. Aces at 17-17, and the Blue Sox and the Adelaide Bite with the 16-18. So it's a very, very tight competition. And of course, with a couple of added incentives here with the Melbourne Aces, with our ex-coach and legend here from South Australia in Tony Harris, who will be no doubt trying to work things along.
First base Paul Haynes and third base Mark Wilson.
So we've got a very interesting 4-game series. I'll quickly go through the Aces lineup. Tyler Massey will lead off at right field, Brad Harmon shortstop, Jared Schlahuber at first base, Ryan Castile's catching, Justin Trapp at centre field, Justin Huber will DH, Josh Davies at left field, Darryl George at second base, Ryan Day will play third base, and Joe Burns, who's been on an absolute tear, current pitcher of the week with a 5-1 record, 2.55 ERA, and that is a tied best with Ekstrom. Will take the mound for the Aces. For the Adelaide Bite, Brock Hebert will lead off at centre field, Jeremy Creswell at second base, Joe Sclafani shortstop, Steph Welsh third base, Chris Jacobs first base, Byron Wiley's at left field, Ben Lodge will play right field, Angus Rosier's DHing, Chris Adamson will catch, and Cryle Boogerman will take the mound for the Adelaide Bite. So we will have
I don't know. It thinks like that.
Hey, you won't need an ice bucket, mate. How quick you drink?
You know me well.
Hey?
Thanks, man.
So welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that little faux pas there. I've got a couple of guests in with me tonight, and I'm really pleased to have them here with me. A couple of buddies. One won a golden arm in a year where the Claxton Shield had a bit of a year off, but they decided to play it anyway, and this Pocket Rocket and Ian Rebel won the golden arm of that series. So fantastic to have Rev here with us tonight.
Thanks, Spells. Good to be here. This is my first time on the microphone, so looking forward to a good game tonight.
Fantastic, and he's also taken on umpiring duties in his second year here, so it'll be great to have his take on things from up here with regards to the umpiring side of things. And I've got another guy who was an Australian junior and a terrific baseballer, and has chucked himself into coaching and been a really wonderful coach at Little League level. And I've got Burke Webber here with us tonight as well. G'day, Bertie.
Thank you, Spells. Glad to be here. Looking forward to a great game between these two teams.
Yeah, well, it sure should be a really good series, and we can have a bit of a look at a few of the guys that we're going to look at. That Ryan Castile, who's on catching duties here with the Aces, currently leading the league, 9 home runs, hitting at 317, and for a catcher that's pretty impressive figures. So he's one that we'll be looking out for. And obviously we talked about Joe Burns, Texas Rangers prospect. Last week, what an outing it was for him. 8 innings, 6 Ks, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks. He was on a perfect game going into the 7th. No hitter till the 8th, until Brandon Tripp hit a lead-off bomb to put that all away. But fantastic to see for us to see Joey Burns, and obviously with Thorpe and Erasmus backing him up, both with 3-2 records. They got a bit of pitching in their pen. So we went through the lineups with you. I'll just quickly whip through them one more time. Tyler Massey, right field. Brad Harmon, shortstop. Jared Slahuber at first base. Ryan Castile's catching. Justin Trapp at centre field. Justin Huber at DHing. Josh Davies at left field. Darryl George at second base. Ryan Dale will be at third base. And as we've mentioned, Joe Burns will be on the mound. And for the bite, Brock Hebert leading off centre field. Jeremy Creswell, second base. Joe Sclafani, shortstop. Steph Welsh, third base. Chris Jacobs at first base. Byron Wiley, left field. Ben Lodge at right field. Angus Rozier, DHing. Chris Adamson catching. And Kyle Brueggemann will be on the mound. Now for the bite, we've got Sclafani, who's been on a 7-game hitting streak. He's hit 10 doubles, which is 6th in the league. He's got 13 RBIs, hitting 269, and the Astros prospect has been doing a great job for the Adelaide Bite. And Ben Lodge leading things for us, right up there in the league with a hitting average of 303, 13 RBIs. Chris Jacobs is sort of sneaking under the radar a little bit. He's slowly finding some powerful form for us. He's hitting 234, he's got 4 home runs, but he's leading us with 18 RBIs. But I think the most important thing perhaps to look at with the Bite, least hits, least runs, and I think that's where the big challenge is going to be, especially against Joe Burns. He's ERAing at 2.55, and as I said, with a 5-win, 1-loss record, he is right up there. And I think the challenge, boys, will be for the Adelaide Bites bats to get rolling. But you know, we at our last 6 games against the real leader in the Canberra Cavalry, they took 5 of them, and their best form is their current form. So that's a very promising thing.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding effort by the Bite against the Cavalry. I think it was a shock to us all, but hopefully they've hit their strap spells at the right end of the season. And you know, like you said, good form's the current form, and they're in good form at the minute. And hopefully they can put them in a 3rd spot and take them to the finals.
Definitely, they have to generate some more offensive work over this series. We need some good hitting from some of our hitters, so hopefully this will be the start of their work into the finals.
Well, balance is a great thing, and we've sent a couple home and we've had a couple gone home, and all of a sudden the guys they've introduced in Byron Wiley, who was terrific last week, did a fantastic job, and it's just sort of all of a sudden a little bit of a new look side. But as first pitch, up high by Brueggemann for ball 1 on lead-off Massey. Playing right field for the Aces tonight, and there'll be no doubt a fair bit of spirit in this series. And there's a ball blasted straight away centre field. Brock Hebert rounding it up and taking it quite casually.
That's the start they needed to get that first out the way, and hopefully they'll continue to have a good night tonight.
Well, Brueggemann's a guy that sits around the 132, 138k mark. He's not a heavy strikeout pitcher. He's an in and out guy. He needs the field to work with him. He's been doing a terrific job. He's leading us as our pitchers with a 3-3 record. ERAing around 4, maybe a tad under. So this is what he was here to do, was to get some more innings in, work on a couple of pitches, and he just misses down low for a 2-0 count. I'll be having a chat with the boys through the night on a whole heap of things, and called strike by umpire Bell. And again, Brueggemann comes inside and he gets a desired result and a pulled strike, and it evens it up at 2-2. So welcome to all of our Melbourne people. Hope you're settling in and looking forward to this game as much as we are. It's extremely tight competition and every win is gold. And there's another ball not hit brilliantly, just driven to straightaway centre field. And again, Hebert has been doing a terrific job for the Adelaide Bite, rolling out in a number of positions, generally the lead-off hitter, and he is again tonight. And he makes every position look pretty easy. He's been a really good acquisition for the Bite this year.
Yeah, that pitch, Spurs, it looked like it was a bit on the outside, and he's just poked it out to centre field with, like you said, no real speed behind the bat. So took an easy catch out there at centre field.
So an interesting one, Jared Schluhuber, and obviously with Justin in the lineup, Justin Huber, to actually have a guy with Huber on the end of his name is not sure whether it was good recruiting or just pure luck, but here he is in the 3-hole, so the guy can play, playing first base, and 2 out in the top of the first. Tries to get an off-speed pitch over, but misses for 1-1. 2-0. Thank you, Ian. That's why we've got plenty of people here tonight, so they can keep me on my toes. And there's another ball off the handle, but flowing directly behind him.
It's our first SA Power Networks foul ball. Keep your eyes peeled, they'll be yours to keep if you get them.
That pitch had a little bit more stick on it, and slow back to got the foul ball.
So 139k as the Reveller said, and there's a nice pitch, and he swings and misses. So that retires the Aces, and we complete the top of the first. A quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors in SA Power Networks, Kennard Tyre, Sunday Selections, and of course the magnificent Duct Air Air Conditioning. We'll have a short break. We'll see you in a moment.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
So welcome back everyone. Bottom of the first here. We were able to retire the aces 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. And now Joe Burns, the 24, 25-year-old. We weren't quick enough to exactly work that one out, but he's in there somewhere. It was the Abriel first overall draft selection, so he was highly touted right from the get-go.
Second pitch just there, missing low, so for a 2-ball count. Comes in with a nice fastball, gets the count at 2 balls, 1 strike. Flies out to right field, should take an easy catch as he does to retire the first Adelaide hitter.
Takes the catch. Brock Haybear is retired. 1 out, and that brings to the plate second baseman, number 1, Jeremy Cresswell.
Yes, as we were mentioning before, we got the Heat with a 21-13 win-loss, Canberra 18-16, Aces 17-17, and the Blue Sox and the Bite 16-18. And really, I believe that the Bandits, the Bandits are on 14. So with 12 to go, it really still is up for grabs. Those second and third spots, maybe even top spot as Burns misses up high.
Now, Rev, as a previous Golden Arm pitcher, he's got very fluid action, Joe Burns. Very smooth, fluid action as a lefty.
Certainly does, Birdie. It's a nice long arm action and follows through quite nicely. So we should see plenty of strikes.
There's a little flare trying to drop, but nicely rounded up there by Justin Trapp. So Creswell retires with a fly ball centre field.
Made some wheels out there, Spells at centre field. He's got some wheels behind him.
Absolutely, we've been, the beauty of sitting up here and watching so many games, Bertie, is that you see the outfielders and you see the other guys that are stuck out there for a bit of offence, and when the whips are cracking, something occurs with them, and yeah.
First pitch takes the outside edge for strike 1.
There's another lovely pitch from Burns. 135 K, so not overpowering, but location everything, and a little bit of tail on that fastball.
Looks like he's spotting the ball quite nicely at this early stage.
There's a high slider for ball 1. Stefani, who's been a really solid combatant for the Bite, doing a terrific job, predominantly shortstop. There's another slider attempt outside, but doesn't break sufficiently enough, so a 2-2 count. There's a little one bouncer straight back to him for an easy 1-3. So that retires the Bite and giving us a couple of quick digs. So we'll enable you to have a short break. We'll see you back here real soon.
Kennards makes your job easy.
Kennards make it even easier for you by being open on Sundays, so you've got access to the latest equipment to get your job done 7 days a week. And we know you're flat out on the weekends, and returns can be tricky, so talk to us. We're flexible. And if you're using a bit of gear for the first time, ask the guys in store, or get on our website and watch our how-to videos. We're here to help.
Kennards makes your job easy.
So top second, and Brueggemann gets a shot straight up the middle
Lead-off single for
by Ryan Castile. So he can not only hit a long ball, he can do his job, and there was a pitch just sitting there. He didn't try to overhit, just banged it up the middle for a base hit to lead his team off.
Yeah, the pitcher there was just slotting a pitch over the plate there, and good hands, and hits that ball up the middle.
We've got a good crowd rolling in here for a Thursday night at Cooper Stadium, considering again right up against all of our local teams that would be out there still ploughing away in a reasonably hot sort of day. We're building up, we're getting up to close to 40, so we're just about due for another little hot spell here in Adelaide. It's Justin Trapp looking to do a job here for his team.
That fastball just missing on the inside edge, evens up the count at 1-1.
Really nice to have both of the boys with us here tonight. Oh, Burke's been at Kangaroo Island and had to shuffle his way back as a massive commitment, and that pitch was up and in, and Trapp liked the look of it. But
yes, beautiful spot over there at KI, so if anyone in KI is listening, there's not many people over there, but they might get it. I think they've got computers over there, Spells.
It's not that they've got their own airstrip.
They have.
No, it's a really lovely little island and quite unique. If you ever venture to South Australia, it's certainly worth putting on the agenda. Spend a few days over in KI. Just around 24th of February or something be a pretty good time to go, where the KI Cup is on and the place comes alive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great for their seafood and just rugged coastline. It's a really unique place.
Foul ball. Persistence pays off.
No, weather-wise, Spells, it should be 4 fantastic nights of baseball, so if anyone's out there that's listening that venture on down to Norwood, you'll get some good baseball against a couple of good teams hunting for the finals and some great weather.
Absolutely. 7 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, and 1 o'clock for a matinee on Sunday afternoon to let the boys jump back on the big bird and head home.
Nothing like a 38-degree Sunday game, Spells.
Absolutely. And, you know, as you boys would know well, that this diamond still at this time of the night, especially right field, the right side of the diamond, is a little tougher, because and there's a ball shot centre right. Hebert tracking to the fence, takes it beautifully. Castile, like a good base runner, made his way right up to second base. He would have scored on any error, but there's Brock Hebert at his very best.
That's a very, very good catch out there at centre field, centre right. Runner at first maybe could have tagged up on that and taken second base on a long ball hit to the fence there.
So as I've mentioned to you before, real pleasure to have these boys with me. A Caps medalist and an Australian junior that's had some incredible success at Little League level over the last 5 or so years. Birdie?
Yeah, it's been a good gig, and it was. I was fortunate to have your good self assistant coach for me this year, and runners up, missed out by a little bit going to Williamsport.
And we can't forget 2011 when Birdie and I were together, and we took out the national championship and went over to Guam.
Absolutely, yeah, the Asia Pacific tournament over there in 2011. So we had some good times in Guam, place we'd never get to go otherwise. So it was a very good experience.
Not sure if it's on Flight Centre's schedule.
Not an easy grade to coach, Burke. I know that, you know, sure, it's good to get the kids young and you can make a real impression on them, but you know, it's often a level that's a little prone for mistakes.
Yeah.
And you know what? Without giving away too much, what's been sort of the secret to your success with regards to, you know, is it? I mean, you know, it's not so much good luck, but you know, a bit of luck, or has it just been, you know, what could you put it down to?
Good pitching coach.
Good pitching coach, good assistant coaches, you two blokes. No, I mean, I think what it does boil down to is you get the juniors at as early as you possibly can and hone on their basics, and you get their basics right, and you see a lot of kids in the foul ball coming off the bat there. You get a lot of kids in Little League that make the basics look easy, and some that fail quite miserably on the basics. So you hone on that and you'll get more outs, and the same with the hitting. You work on their basic hitting techniques, and that's what I've honed on in most of the years, the last 5 years.
Well, I think you're the back-to-back coach of the year here in Adelaide as well.
Something like that. I think you've missed a couple more, but that's all right.
I've missed a couple more as well. Well, let's not get too...
I'm not counting.
No. He's wondered what all those medals were around his neck as he walks around. A little bit more pepper on that one. 144k from Brueggemann.
Yeah, let it go a bit.
Bit of a waste pitch on an 0-2 count.
I must be too old. I don't know the conversion from Ks to MPH.
Oh, just let me calculate that for you, mate. That'd be high 80s touching 90, and Davies strikes out.
It's a great pitch on the outside edge to get rid of that last hitter.
And if I'm sure our cameraman will hone in on the third base coach coming across for the Aces, you can't miss that gate a mile away in old Mother Harris. We will have a short break. We'll see you back here soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
So welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the second here.
Stephen Welch up to bat. A very famous name in Australian baseball. His father Darren, currently over in America. G'day Darren, if you're listening.
And it's pink round here, the Jane McGrath Foundation, which we're always really pleased to support in any shape or form that we can. Wonderful lady and a fantastic family and a great cause. So as you will see with a lot of our pink trimmings on our players, and also all of the staff here are running around in their pink tops, and great to see Pat Kelly back in town. He's here tonight, so a really terrific night. And Rev, it's been quite a transition for you to go from a Caps medal winning pitcher and to venture into the umpiring ranks. What's that transition been like, mate?
It's been a very, very good one, actually. Thankfully, I had a couple of mates over in Melbourne, in Jeffrey Dunn, who played for the Reds back in the original ABL series, and Richard Mason, Sod, as everyone knows him. Been good mates of mine for a few years, and they dragged me over and because I knew my baseball career was finishing. I just had shoulder surgery, so needed to keep myself active, and umpiring looked like a good thing to do.
Jacobs, who flies that ball right field. Massey right in the corner takes the catch.
Yeah, and Mark Wilson, who's currently an ABL umpire, he's taken me under his wing. He's at third base umpiring tonight. Been very, very good for me, picking up on the 1%ers that you need to at this level. So hopefully it's not too far away from me being out there myself.
I think you're well on your way, mate, and I'd be a real pleasure to sit here and be able to see you call some balls and strikes. It's be quite a challenge, I would imagine, that behind the suited up and behind the catcher to remain consistent. Is that probably one of the biggest challenges, just to keep that strike zone and not get too sort of out of sorts?
Yeah, you're right there, Spells, but having a pitching background does help me, and all the pitchers in the league will probably like me because they'll get plenty of black.
So you're a generous umpire, is that what you're saying, Ian?
No, just give them good strikes over the plate.
Do you have to have smaller catches? Would that help, ref, with you?
No, it doesn't, Bertie, unfortunately.
As Byron Wiley walks, the first base runner for the Adelaide bite. 2 out here in the bottom of the second.
Actually, Spells, you were talking about pink earlier. Did you notice the bases there, Spells?
Yes, I did, and
painted pink as well.
Yeah, the diamond's looking in good shape, really good shape, and Joe Burns, who threw 4 balls in a row and walked Wiley, and that was something he didn't do in his stellar performance last week.
First pitch to Ben Lodge is missed on the outside edge, so the catcher's gone out for a quick chat, hopefully to calm him down, get him back on song.
Hitting 303, Benny Lodge, 13 RBIs, second year in, current ABL Rookie of the Year, and just a lot to like about this guy. He's just an absolute baseballer, and whatever was said worked, because Joey finds some black on the outside edge for strike 1.
Very, very, very good pitch, that one, taking the black, even up the count 1-1.
Lodge gets a slider in that he gets those hands out and he pulls it foul down the left field line. Looked like you in your younger days, Benny Lodge, Burke. Just that dashing blonde hair, just
it's a shame
beautiful.
It's a shame Benny's not that good looking, but anyway. So, yeah, that's. I was a little bit slimmer in my days back with the Adelaide Giants.
Married life suits you?
Married life's doing well, doing very well. There's a paddock out there, and I've eaten most of it, so I'm doing quite well. Can't complain. That's how you intimidate these 11 and 12-year-olds.
Shout out to your beautiful family, Burke, and also to your eldest boy, Griffin, who's heading into the under-14 state championships year. You must be very, very proud of him, and really looking forward to this. They've got a pretty decent little team going there, say, boys.
Yeah, they're shaping up to be okay. Yeah, Griff's looking forward to it. There's a state tournament in your home state. You always like to be there and show off in front of your home state. So, yeah, he's there's a shot down the line for Benny Lodge, just foul down right field line. But yeah, so Griff's looking forward to it. He's they start Saturday, and he's got all the grandparents and parents and friends and rallies all out watching him. So it's a great thing to have a tournament in your own state.
And awesome, I sort of did see, and I didn't know whether there was anything in it with his Guernsey number and his number 2-6.
Number 2-6, exactly.
And I saw position was catching, so he's a chip off the old block.
He's doing all right.
Oh, and there's a nicely located pitch by Burns, just hard at the hands, and that again is fought off by Benny Lodge. So he's become a real tough out, Ben Lodge. He's always been a terrific junior, and as we've mentioned many times before, he probably wanted his time to come a little bit quicker than what it was, but I think those couple of years of just being on the bench and watching and working and coming in for a little bit here and a little bit there has really established him, and you could see by last year being the Rookie of the Year and this year with no second year blues whatsoever, just straight back into it, hitting 300, leading the bite, playing good right field. And these are the sorts of situations that he likes, and he swings through that pitch and he strikes out. So we'll take a short break. Thanks to SA Power Networks. We will see you back here real soon.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football, swimming, basketball,
netball
and baseball,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Leading off for the Melbourne Aces, number 31, Darryl George.
So Darryl George will lead the top of the third off here for the Aces. And he takes strike one. Only a young man. Adamson just right on that outside edge, and he goes inside and it still gets the job done. So 0-2. He wastes that pitch for a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Darryl George spells currently hitting 247 with a lazy 97 at bat, so he's no shy.
And again he blasts one up and out. Go 2-2. Brueggemann with a bit of a change up.
Congratulations to Kevin.
A wrap fastball, 139k, certainly not a change up.
Make your way down to the merchandise stand. Right
As a pitcher, you want to get in front of the count, and he's definitely doing that. And just nibbling around the edges to try and get him to swing at his pitch.
And that's his caper. It's what he likes to do. And he comes again. He gets one straight away right field, Lodgy right into the sun, but plays this field very well, and he's done a wonderful job out there at right field, and might look a little routine fly ball, but hit low and punched straight into that sun.
Benny's definitely made right field his own little area out there, and plays very good defence out there.
Now Ryan Dale, boys, is he the son of? Maybe the Melbourne people could tweet us and let us know at the 10th innings. at the 10th inning or at the 10th innings. It doesn't really matter. It will get here, and we want to be interactive. You must have a couple of questions. Certainly you Melbourneites, we know we've got the Pages and the Revels, and we've got all sorts of people over there. The Beaches. There's a lot of SA contingent. The Van Gogh Pantazis. Or anyone for that matter, all around the world, let us know what's going on. Tweet us at the 10th inning. We'd love to hear from you.
Caught up with young Van Gogh up in Queensland at the Baseball Academy. It was good to catch up to him after a long time away. Ball's been hit out to right field. Benny Lodge is having to track that one hard. Makes the ground and makes a really good catch right on the line. We have now 2 out.
Yeah, like I said, Spells, before, that's a tough area at right field, and for Benny to pick that up and catch that into foul territory, it's a great effort by Benny. So he's playing right field extremely well these days.
Certainly not an easy position here, especially sort of down the line with that the shark net. That's obviously there to keep balls in, and there's a blast straight up the middle from leadoff Massey. So he picks himself up a base hit via a hard hit ground ball that jumped over the pink base at second.
Now batting number 14, shortstop Brad Harmon.
And anyone that's coming to the ball here over the next few days, we'd like you to be generous, dig deep into those pockets and support the Jane McGrath Foundation in their endeavours to make life a little bit easier for people going through a pretty tough time.
No, you're right, Spells, a very good cause, and unfortunately about 12 years ago my mum passed away from breast cancer, so it has a very significant point with me.
Absolutely, Ian. It's afflicting a lot of people, and condolences to the Revel family, and obviously to all sorts of families out there that are going through it or been through it. So back to the ball game. There's Brueggemann from the set, ponders and waits, and then picks, doing what good pitchers do, altering timing. As again from the belt delivers. Massey's off. Adamson not with a hugely strong arm, as the scouting reports get around. Top competitor, the Tank, but Massey makes it.
Birdie will be able to make a comment on that one and throw him to the wrong side of the base. As I said, if you haven't got the strong arm, you've got to get that throw right on the money.
Yeah, absolutely, Rev. You teach all the catchers to make sure you throw to the bag, whether it's first like throwing inside the diamond a bit. Second base, straight to the bag. Here's a pass ball. Ball on the dirt, got away from the catch a little. Looks like it's copped him on the heel a bit, but and the runner Massey takes off and stands up on third base. So there's a scoring situation here for the Melbourne Nation to go ahead.
2 out in the top of the third. Massey on via a base hit to centre field and stole second, and as Burke said, on a ball that eluded Adamson. He travels 90 feet to third, and there's a pitch, a little up and a little out. 3-1.
Just looking at the strike zone, I'm probably going to have to adjust mine because it's pretty big at the moment. Batter's not my favourite umpire, so might have to shrink it a little.
There's a nice slider from Brueggemann. Does the job. Gets the second strike on Harmon. Fills the count with 2 out. Top 3. Neither team able to trouble a scorer at the minute. A 0-all ball game. as Brueggemann with a big pitch comes, and that ball driven right field. Lodge all the way back to warning track, takes the catch again. Danny Lodge, solid as a rock, and thwarts that little offensive threat. And we roll into bottom 3. We'll have a short break. We'll see you soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
Employing 150 breast care nurses, the McGrath Foundation. Leading off to the bite, number 35.
Bottom of the third, we have Angus Roger, the designated hitter, up to bat. Hopefully he can ignite the innings for us. Takes ball 1 on the outside. He's hit a fly ball out to left field. Left fielder's camping under it, but the right fielder, centre fielder, sorry, is about to take it in front of him. So 1 out for the bite.
So Roger, who's only probably in his 6th or 7th game for the season after having a bit of a knee injury. Got plenty of timber on that one, but unfortunately popped it. So that's what he does to the Adelaide Bite lineup. He actually adds a little bit of pop to it, and really good to have him back. And nicely located pitch gets Adamson just crunching one to second base, but a pretty routine 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, Rev and Spurs, what I have noticed is that Joe Burns here does a lot of work and spotting his different pitches. He works a lot on the edges and doesn't come down the centre too much, and that's impressive. You try and teach that, you try and tell your pitchers to do that, and you try and tell your catchers to set up hitters that way, and he's throwing spot on tonight as we watch from behind the plate. His control, he's working inside the edges, outside, and then coming up and down a bit, as well as mixing them up, is quite impressive.
Well, you won't, we won't be sure exactly what Joe is really trying to work on here, as that ball's driven into the centre right alley by Hebert. He wheels around first and wanted second, and probably rightly so at the time. Erred on the side of caution and stayed at first, but the ball eluded shortstop Brad Harmon there, and he probably would have got safely. Got a nicely driven ball into the centre right alley and picks up a base hit to add to his wonderful outfielding.
And one of the few balls tonight Joe's thrown directly over the plate, I reckon. There's another on his spots on the outside edge.
You're right, Bert. Probably the only one pitch that he's made a mistake on, and it's been driven into right field pretty well. Creswell hits a pitch that was down and scoops it up to centre field for the side away. ending the inning. Still tied up 0-0.
We'll see you back here thanks to SA Power Networks.
Oh yeah.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football, swimming, basketball,
Netball
And baseball.
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Hi, I'm Kelly and this is Mark and we are now Energy Smart.
We sure are.
We've recently updated our old ducted air conditioner with a Duct Air Energy Smart system.
And that meant we didn't have to replace our old air conditioning unit.
And now it works like a dream. It's super quiet and it saves us a ton of money.
An Energy Smart delivery system can save up to 45% on running costs and make your system perform the way you want.
And now I can use my air conditioner whenever I want.
Now that's Energy Smart.
So welcome back everyone. Obviously everyone's lost their fingers out there. We have no tweets going at all. We're either extremely unpopular or doing such a wonderful job that no one's really got much to say to us, but we'd love to hear from you out there. So tweet away folks. At the 10th innings, lead off Schlahuber pops that high and it's come back directly behind the box.
Thanks to SA Power Networks.
And boys, we're actually pretty privileged to play in such a wonderful field like this. I know it takes a little bit of getting up to baseball condition, but so great with the stadiums directly behind and with the hills that you can go on and relax. It's a nice pitch by Brueggemann there for 0-2.
There's a very nice slide on the outside edge, but you're right, Andrew. They do a very good job out here, and must commend the ground staff for getting up to scratch week in, week out.
And the hills that Spell's talking about out down there behind first base is the Cooper's Hill, and plenty of terracing there for people to bring their own seats along and chill out on a night like this and have a few frothies, as
Billy and the boys.
Billy Brownless says.
Ball in the dirt evens the count up at 2-2.
So Brooke has been certainly pushing and shoving this team around a little bit, not letting anyone get too settled. And Adamson and Cannon have been doing the catching jobs. They've been platooning that, and it's Adamson's turn tonight. Set up outside, and Brueggemann goes straight at him, and Schlahuber drives that one foul down the first baseline.
Take that home, thanks to SA Power Networks.
Probably 20 minutes, half an hour away from the sun completely setting, and have that magnificent little twilight time, and then the lights will kick in as we get into the later, and that ball driven hard around the corner. Sclafani needing to do something special, and he snared it, but taken deep in the third base hole. Had no chance of making a throw, so Schlahuber gets on via an infield hit.
Yeah, tough play by Stefani there. He was right in that hole, too far from third, too far from short, mastered it nicely, and yeah, Stefani came up with a lazy three hopper to first base, which Schlahuber was going to be there easy.
So Castile, you always love a catcher that can hit.
Talking about catch the hit, you reckon we'll see some a running game here, middle of the game, middle of the way field for the game?
He looks like he's loading up in the box. He's
Tony Harris down there at third base is throwing some signs on, so we might see some action.
Yeah, and great to see Tony here, and his parents always supportive. And there's a brilliant pitch by Brueggemann. Another wonderful slider. Took a bit off it and just got the lovely break and location, and he strikes Castile out.
Yeah, great out.
That one definitely had a bit more movement and probably took a little bit off that pitch, and definitely broke away, and a really good pitch.
I've got to be full of praise for Kyle Brueggemann. From the moment he stepped foot here and jumped on that big mound, he has just been a true pro, regardless of win, lose or draw. He's just kept his head together. He knows what the long journey is, and he continues to work on a few things. And with Mark Hutton out here tonight looking after the pen, there'll be some real words of wisdom, and they try to bunt his way on. Trapp's got some speed, but Brueggemann, equal to the task, jumps off the hill, fires one to Jacobs. The Trapp makes it 2 out.
It's a good one for young pitchers. Plant your feet, make sure you got your feet set properly, and then make a really good throw to first base and get that out.
Runner in scoring position here for the Aces. So Hoover comes up with a shot to the outfield. You might see a run here, Melbourne people.
So Hubert, big unit, takes one up, 140k. So working in the mid to high 80s, Brueggemann. And when he puts a little bit more pepper on it, he can just jump to 90, maybe 91. And there's a lovely located fastball for strike one, 143 clicks. So right in his rhythm now, Kyle Brueggemann.
Definitely starting to crank it up now.
And there's another breaker. In command of that breaking pitch, as well as being able to spot his fastball. So he's in a good little spell at the moment, Kyle.
Lovely to sit up here and watch a pitcher that can throw a slider like that. Very good.
So 2 out, top 4, runner on second. And there's another breaker, and adios amigos to Justin Huber and the Melbourne Aces. And we will have a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
Off the Adelaide right, shortstop, number 4, Joe Sclafani.
So we welcome you back here to the bottom of the 4th dig. Beautiful Cooper Stadium on an absolutely perfect night for baseball here in Adelaide.
Yes, spells balmy, 24.7 degrees here at Norwood Oval.
No wonder we're sweating it up a little bit.
It's fantastic out here at Norwood.
And Joe Sclafani goes bang first pitch, but straight to shortstop Harmon, and he makes a little routine 6-3.
Yeah, nice play, nice routine play. Once again, the ball's on the inside edge of the plate by young Joe Burns, and yeah, just didn't quite get his bat around enough.
Not going to be easy for the lefties in tonight. Joe Burns certainly not being a drop-down guy, but he certainly comes from out that way, and to any lefty, when they're poking all their breaking pitches right at your knee, and there's a nice fastball, just misses.
Absolutely, Spells. Good battle of the pitches tonight. Fantastic game.
So Welsh takes strike one. Had a little bit of his sabbatical break, so a little slow started to this ABL season. There's another nice slider from Burns that misses up. 2-1. One thing about Steph, he's just a gamer. He's a day-to-day player, and you never count him out. And he takes ball 3.
That was a tough take by Welshie since he got struck out on two sliders last time. So to watch that over the plate outside was extremely good eye on the lad.
And that one catches Black outside to fill the count. And often it's the pitches that you don't swing at that make you a good hitter.
Absolutely.
Set you up, you know what you're after. And he gets another really well executed pitch by Joe Burns. Started at that elbow and dipped across the plate. Welshie compelled to swing, and he picks up his second strikeout for the night.
Once again, Spells, slider got Welshie again. So I think Jones and Castile have got some sort of spray charts on Welshie and doing it well.
Jacobs gets one low and down. Well, that's the same thing, but low and out. And the big fella who likes to have a big hoik at things.
He hoiked at that one, jeez.
Had a big hoik at it.
That was going to end up at Port Adelaide, I think.
So 0-2, and there'll be an interesting little battle with the Burns. Thinks I'm not going to muck around, I'm coming straight at you. Whether he looks to get a couple off the plate, and he just misses outside. A nice little nibbling breaker. So working from the set position, he gets a little easy meek little chopper back to him that he gleefully grabs. He wheels his way over to first base for a 1-3, retires the bite, and we're racing through. And thanks again to our wonderful sponsors, SA Power Networks, Kennard Tyre, Duct Air Conditioning, and Sunday Selections. We'll see you back in a sec.
Make it even easier for you by being open on Sundays, so you've got access to the latest equipment to get your job done 7 days a week. And we know you're flat out on the weekends, and returns can be tricky, so talk to us. We're flexible, and if you're using a bit of gear for the first time, ask the guys in store or get on our website and watch our how-to videos. We're here to help.
Kennard's makes your job easy.
First pitch by Brueggemann on the outside edge on a slider. Good pitch. Goes with the same pitch and gets the batter swinging at that.
We got Josh Davies at the plate. Sorry about that. Currently batting 224 coming into the series. So yeah, with 116 at bats and 26 hits.
Becoming a bit of an experienced campaigner, Josh Davies. Still only a young fella. Nice long athlete as Brueggemann, and there's that breaker again, and he's really throwing that one with a huge amount of confidence at the moment. Doing a wonderful job, Kyle Brueggemann.
Bowling strikeout of Josh Davies, and that brings to the plate second baseman number 31, Darryl.
Just was lucky enough to have a little bit of a break then, and caught up with Tony Harris and had a little chat with him. He's doing very well. And walking through the crowd, caught up with Craig Watts, an ABL player from past years.
So Brueggemann to George, who's flowing that again onto Cooper's Hill. Normally a pretty popular spot with the kids. They can have a throw over there and have a good muck around. Get themselves ready for the sixth dig with a diamond dash. Right field to left field, and there's another wonderful breaking pitch. Brueggemann right on top of his game at the minute, as are both pitchers. So in a pretty fast and furious little contest as we roll into the top of the fifth. And that ball driven hard, right field. Lodge going to have to be at his best.
Oh, great catch.
Does it beautifully.
That was timed to absolute perfection by Benny Lodge. Takes a shoestringer to retire George. Great catch.
Darryl George retired, 2 out. That brings to the plate number 37, third baseman Ryan Dale.
Probably one of the toughest calls for a umpire to make that one, the one that's right next to the ground, where he gets his glove underneath it. But Paul Haynes has done a good job there and made a good call. That was one for the umpires, for everyone listening out there.
Yes, Rev. Good to see that you're sticking up for the boys. We're always pretty complimentary towards them.
Well, spells he crawled to the umpires for that many years, asking for strikes, and now he's going to be one, eh?
There's a shot. Base hit right to the fence.
Nice shot.
Centre right. Dale wheels his way around first. Motors to 2, and that's where he holds. So a nice stand-up double. Number 9 hitter Ryan Dale.
Yes, it's very hard to believe that being a pitcher I've changed and used to give the umpires a bit of grief.
A little bit, eh?
Yeah.
Hey Rev, there's something about you, my man, that you're a little pocket rocket and you copped a bit of a spray here and there, but you gave as good as you got, and it was really a lot of credit to you that you've just kept on having a lot of belief in yourself, and what a career you had, my man.
Must have been the upbringing, having 3 older brothers. Had to fight your way around the house.
Well, it didn't hurt, did it?
Or run very quickly. But yes, my height has got me into a few spots. Everyone likes to have a dig at it.
Massey flies that ball right above us here on the grandstand. Nice to see we've got a bit of football support here. Gavin Wanganeen and his beautiful family have ventured to the ballpark tonight and watching the game, and we've got a tweet from Kane Mitchell saying "Come the bite," but of course being a WA boy, he says they're still number 1, and that's fair enough too, Kane. And
on you, Mitch.
Great to see your progress here last year, mate. You're a real dasher. You'd go well in the Diamond Dash. As Brueggemann, and he's made a bit of a mistake there. He walked the ball over to first base and he underarmed it and took Jacobs high, and well done to lead off Massey to get his way up that line, and he arrived safely.
Yes, Brueggemann probably should have stepped and thrown to first base on that one, probably a little bit too far away for the underarm throw, which has dragged Jacobs off the base, and a quick runner getting up there, safe at first.
And good work by Adamson, the catcher. He's come out and calmed Brueggemann down. He knows he's stuffed up, and Adamson's just trying to calm him down. So we got 2 outs. So give us an out pitch, and we're out of the innings.
Runners in the corner.
Corners, even.
Thank you, Spills.
So Brueggemann, breaker, misses inside. So an interesting little moment here with 2 out. First and third, Massey leading off. You'd suggest would have some wheels. See whether they're interested in trying to connive a run or just let it happen naturally. And with Harmon, Schlehuber, Castile, Trappenhuber, gives him a pretty good punch.
Absolutely. Harmon's got a 280 batting average at the minute, so he's no slouch.
That ball popped right field. Tough play.
Great catch.
Creswell going back with those pink armbands on. He says, I can do this, baby, because Lodgy was in a little bit of strife. And he flipped out the mitt and it landed very crucially for the Adelaide bite. So we still remain at a 0-all ball game. We go bottom 5. Stick with us. Get those tweets happening at the 10th innings. We'll see you soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
Thursday night baseball. Great to have you with us, ladies and gentlemen.
So with the best 2 starting pitchers going head-to-head here in Joe Burns and Kyle Brueggemann, no surprise that we've got a 0-all ball game rolling into bottom 5. And a quick little shout out to a guy that does a bit of work for us here at the 10th inning, and old Pete Mortzios, who's only a young man and he's a little triathlete. And he came off his bike last weekend and he's been a little bit worse for wear, so hope you're doing all right, Pete. Dad and your little sister here having a good time, so I hope you're doing okay, mate. You'll be
jumping back on the bike, Spills.
Jumping back on the bike. Well said, Birdie. So Byron Wiley, who's been out here playing with the Port Magpies. Been doing a good job, and last week was terrific in Canberra, where we won 3-1 over the 4-game series in a real upset, I suppose you could say.
Well, they came off the week before with a 2-2 against Canberra, and you know,
Wiley gets one off the handle and he muscles it into left field. In the book, it's a single 7, and that's the way Byron will be looking at it.
It breaks the pitcher's heart when he sees a ball go out to left field like that. No, it used to break my heart.
Spoken by a true pitcher.
Shouldn't have thrown it there, Spells, I reckon.
But that's what Adelaide needed. They needed to get their lead off on, and they've done that, which now brings to bat right fielder Benny Lodge.
It'll be interesting to see here what Brook Knight, because Wiley's got some wheels, and Burns, being a lefty, makes it pretty difficult to get moving, and will they play some short ball? What are you thinking, Super Coach?
Yeah, I'm thinking short ball's a good call, Spells. I think with none out, give you a time up to bat, give you a batter time up, and then get the run at a second, and here we go. Nice bunt, great bunt.
Terrific. Really
well executed.
Very well executed, and well played by Ryan Dale too. Had to come well, only 5-6 metres away from the plate. And a difficult little bouncing ball, and Lodgie's not the quickest unit in the world, but when you sack bunt, object is not for you to worry about yourself, it's to get your man to 2, and that's exactly what he did.
Must have got his pace from his father.
Yeah, sack bunt, Spells, is not the easiest thing to do. I mean, you see plenty of players put it hard to a fielder or back to the pitch, and they turn a double or get the lead runner. But the ball's up a little. Benny Lodge put it down in a perfect spot and did his job, and puts Adelaide in a scoring position.
And you can often tell with a power guy like Roger from his early couple of swings whether he may be on or off for the night. I know that might sound a bit silly, but Angus took a good hack at his previous at-bat and popped one high into left field. And it'd be nice for him to get some decent bat on ball here. So 1-1 with 1 out, bottom 5, runner in scoring for the bite. Very nice to take some ascendancy in this game. And he goes bang again, and he pops another one deep centre right field. Trap gets it in, and as it all works out,
a very good catch by the centre fielder, but his throw into third base missed the mark, put up short. Third baseman got a bad bounce and went into foul territory, enabling Wiley to take third base.
Hear all those coaches out there just saying, hit your cut off, my man, and that doesn't occur. He got a little bit over eager, and he put one up in the air, and he short hopped his third baseman, and Joe Burns, knowing that he had to be somewhere, couldn't be everywhere. So Wiley snatches 90 feet, and Adamson goes along the right field line and got Massey in a little bit of a Hail Mary out there, but he wheeled around and took the catch, and that's all that really matters. We complete 5. Score is 0-0. We'll be back with you real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen. The best seat in all of sports. Be in the middle of every on-field.
So welcome back, everyone. Top of the 6th in a real tight pitcher's duel. And thank you to Tammy Gonzalez. Awesome pitching tonight, and you bet your baby it sure is. Go Aces, cheering from Melbourne. And I've got to say, one of the most beautiful spots in the world, old Melbourne town. A lot of us Adelaide people just absolutely love it. City of sport. Go to that brilliant MCG and any of the wonderful stadiums around Melbourne Central. It's a real pleasure. Saw that Bird and Tomic has made the semis, the Sydney International. So the young Aussie doing a good job in his lead up to the Aussie Open. There's Brueggemann again. Just wheels a little breaker over 113k, strike one on lead off Schlhuber. And he swings through that one for 0-2.
That was a very good change up, off-speeded the hitter. We have a pop-up.
On an 0-2, he chucks one down the pipe, Revler. What do you think about that one?
Yes, this is a very good out, as you said. He set him up with the first 2 pitches and then threw that pitch up and in, and just got him to pop up the centre field for the first out. So a great start to the 6th inning.
Yeah, Spell's just looking out there in the outfield. Those Roger's last shot to trap at centre field, and Adamson's shot to Massey, as well as that one. There's a bit of breeze swirling around out there in the outfield, and with those high balls, they tend to drift a little bit. So we had the outfielders moving around a bit out there.
Just to interrupt Burke, just had a text message come in from an old teammate of mine at Woodville, Tony Page. G'day, Pagey. And yes, I have a beautiful head for radio.
There's Pagey, you better be back and fast, not the Melbourne Aces.
Knowing Tony, he's definitely a South Aussie boy and will be on the bite.
He's in Melbourne these days, isn't he?
He certainly is, yes.
The old Wombat, hey? No one played it tougher than T. Page. And his boy's going okay as he carries on his journey in baseball. So g'day to the Page family. Darren over there, his brother as well, I believe. Has been for a while, unless he was on the move.
No, definitely in Melbourne now. He's a petrol head, old Darren.
Bit eager there by Adamson, the catcher, asking whether he has still swung then. I think didn't see the bat move off his shoulder too much, but
well, you're always a bit eager, the catchers, Burke.
Always try and get an out somewhere, don't we?
Always, baby. Always trying to support your pitcher. That's your job.
Absolutely.
Play such an important role for a pitcher, a catcher. We've said it over and over again that if you can offer massive support behind the dish and put that big chest plate behind some breakers in the dirt, it really fills the pitcher with a whole heap of confidence. And there is another superb breaking pitch, but
didn't miss by much.
Not sure where that missed. Looked pretty good from here.
Well, Ryan was pretty confident on that. He saw it was up a little and yeah, started walking pretty early. So from up here, might have looked alright, but I'm sure Ryan picked the right pitch.
So Justin Trapp, centre fielder for the Aces, gets one outside for ball one.
Just read the rest of my text message from Tony. It says to say g'day to Spells and Berkey from Wombat.
Love your work, Pagey.
This Trapp gets up and under that one, a high major league pop fly to left field. Riley.
A very good pitch up and in, and flies him out to left field.
Now batting number 28.
he swings a hard bat and had some plenty of hang time up there to hit the ball to left field.
So 2 out, top of the 6th. Castile on first via a walk. Brueggemann revs that one up a little bit, 143 clickers. Strike 1 on Huber, who's got some pop, and the Aces would like to see a little bit of it, and he gets one inside that he could not resist. He commits to swing and hits a little 4-bouncer foul to Welsh at third base.
Getting plenty of text messages coming in on the phone. Just had another one from Sod, the son of Dick, the famous Dick Mason that used to call football and baseball on Channel 2.
He strikes out Huber on another heavy fastball, and we got the diamond dash. Right field to left field, and those kids are piling out. Peter will no doubt catch our diamond dash. Short break and we'll leave it on the vision because it's always good fun.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
Oh, and there's a little tear in the eye of our co-commentator here in Burke Weber, a
wonderful company,
wonderful employee of the SA Power Networks. Gee, where would they be without you, Bertie? Where would they be?
Lost.
Oh. Burns is here bare. Goes deep, long, left field. Davies wheeling his way back to warning track, and he takes the catch.
Bad luck that. Just got underneath the ball. I think if he flattened it out a bit, we might have seen some long balls, some yardage, and but he got underneath it a bit, put up in the air a bit, and nice catch out there at left field.
Criswell. Sorry, Bertie.
Sorry, boss. I was about to say the same thing. Criswell takes the first pitch for a strike, and then Burns misses on the outside edge.
Crizzy's just been a little bit down on the offensive side, just swinging a bit of a long, slow bat. It looks a little sharper tonight, which is good, but he gets inside of one and he pops it to the infield. Quite a routine little pop fly for Harmon. So 2 out.
Yes, his bat might be letting him down at the moment, but he has very good defensive work. Watched him make some really good plays over the last few weeks. Just had another text message come in from another mate of mine, Mr. Jeffrey Dunn. Said to say good day to Bertie.
Dunny. Still calling balls and strikes over there in Melbourne, is he?
He certainly is. He's on the ABL panel along with Richard Mason. First year this year, so both doing very well.
They must be hard up over in Melbourne, I think. Must be hard up.
So just a bit of an update around the grounds that 5 innings gone between the Blue Sox and the Cavalry, and they're locked at 2 apiece, so a pretty tight ball game going on between those two teams. Nearly a ditto.
Good poise out there by Joe Burns on the mound to step off and take a big breath and jump back on the mound. So
he just missed low. It was an awfully good pitch, and he comes again. And he lifts it by about 6 mil and gets strike 1. And Rev, if that little tone of yours doesn't subside, you might find that phone being thrown 60 feet 6 inches.
I've got a couple of knuckleheads over in Melbourne that are sending me text messages informing me that it's their 2nd year of ABL umpiring. Sorry, boys.
Well, Sclafani just he really hustles his way up that line, but he hits a meek little ground ball, second base, and all too routine for the Aces. And we complete 6 and roll into the 7th. Go and get yourself a nice little refreshment. We'll be back with you real soon.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football, swimming, basketball,
netball
and baseball,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Hi, I'm Kelly and this is Mark, and we are now Energy Smart.
We sure are.
We've recently updated our old ducted air conditioner with a duct air Energy Smart system.
And that meant we didn't have to replace our old air conditioning unit.
And now it works like a dream. It's super quiet and it saves us a ton of money.
An Energy Smart delivery system can save up to 45% on running costs and make your system perform the way you want.
And now I can use my air conditioner whenever I want.
Now that's Energy Smart.
So Josh Davies will lead the 7th off here for the Aces. Brueggemann continues his strong start.
He was right on that pitch, Spells. Fouled off straight back into the catcher's shoulder, so he wasn't far off putting that one deep in the outfield.
A little bit of movement in the bite pen.
Everybody
as we move.
Yeah, both pens, Spells haven't been haven't had too much action. They're just still sitting around watching the game unfold. But how can you question these two pitchers? They are doing a fantastic job.
And 10th inning, always trying to help out with interaction between people within states, and a big hello as Davies flies that ball foul along the first base line to Wendy Erasmus, no doubt mother of.
Play that home, thanks to SA.
And from Angela and Co here, love Angela and Co. Big SA hello to Wendy Erasmus. So Hope the Erasmus family are doing well. As he tries to check, but I would say he committed, and he is out of there.
The first out for the bot.
So, the Taiwanese champion Futini doing a little bit of early work in the pen. There's a little bit of a setup guy. Might even close this one out depending what, where and how. As Brueggemann still working strongly. Fires ball one to Daryl George.
A wild fastball on the outside edge.
There is a superb pitch.
Great pitch.
But just a tad low, according to the chief.
Didn't miss by much, but
it missed.
2 balls, yeah. Good hitting spot, man. Good hitting situation now.
And striving for a little bit of speed, and he ends up pulling that one outside as well. 142 clicks, but just lost a little bit of rhythm at the moment, Kyle, and in game 1 of a 4-game series, it's all about preserving your pen as well in the ideal world. But you certainly can't let things slip away in such a tight little ball game.
Well, and plus the race to the final spells, it's pretty important every game from now on.
And there's a nicely executed fastball for strike 1. So 3-1. 1 out. Top 7. Daryl George in the box, and he goes bang, and he pops it left field. Wiley got to take charge of this. He didn't really want to. He was cajoled into it by his infielders, and I would have liked to have seen him take that one with a little bit more gusto, Birdie.
Absolutely. Everyone was looking at each other then, and it was always Wiley's all the way, being so deep. But he was looking at Welshie and then looking at Stefani, and in the end he made an easy catch look a little bit difficult. But as we can see, Hutton strolled to the big Mark Hutt strolled to the mound. Have a word to Bruggers, see what's going on, chill him out a bit, get him back into rhythm. And just slow the tempo of the game up a little.
Absolutely, and a little bit of a double act, I think, to give Nee just that little bit of extra time to get warm, but he's going to carry on. And it'd be nice to see him complete his 3rd out here and go a complete 7, which would be a wonderful effort by Kyle. He's worked from that 3 to 4 to the 4 to 5, and to throw a strong 7 would be a real feather in his cap.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, Melbourne Aces are a quality side, so for both pitchers as well as Kyle to tie both teams up, it's a pitcher's duel tonight.
So Brueggemann to Dale, who pasted into the centre right fence at his last at bat for a stand-up double. The most damage done by any hitter of the Aces against Kyle tonight. So a dangerous hitter as he takes a breaker that didn't break inside. 1-1.
Yeah, just a high breaking ball.
So Brueggemann winds up and delivers straight down the shooter. Strike 2. One-two count, 2 out, top 7. As Brueggemann winds and delivers another breaker inside that didn't get it quite right.
Yeah, look, good pitch, I thought. Good idea, come inside with the breaking ball. If it did work, it could have ended up over the plate, and we could have seen the end of the innings. But 2-2. There's one for the Cooper's Hill spells.
Might have even gone a little deeper than the Cooper's Hill. That was flashed on the Cooper's Hill and might have cleared the fence.
I'm sure those 100 kids would have found it, spells.
Oh, don't you worry about that, Birdie.
I'll find anything.
Scavengers. So Brueggemann winds again and comes. Another nice pitch, and Dale just fighting hard in that batter's box with the 2-2 count.
Next to SA Power Networks.
Saw a wonderful little league game here before.
Yes, East Torrens.
East Torrens and the Reds. Saw a girl, a little lefty, jump on the mound, and any scouts out there would have been super impressed. And he gets that one just in the right spot at 139 Ks, and he strikes Dale out. We'll have a 7th inning stretch, so get on that shag pile carpet and stretch away. We'll see you back here real soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
So we had a little bit of an interesting one there with Brueggemann coming off the mound and Brooke Knight going up to him and wanting to give him a shake of the hand, and he refused the shake. Not in any really bad way, but he just was pretty angry. I think he wanted to go on with the job, but I think his night is done. And to complete 7 is a wonderful effort.
What are the stats we got in him, Spells? Do we have them handy?
If you can carry on with the great man, I will do a quick little line through things.
It's about as Adelaide's third baseman, Steph Welch. Takes a strike.
Yeah, hopefully Steph learns from the last couple of bats where he was fanned on a couple of sliders. So, yeah, protect the zone, young man. There it is, there's a slider. Up in a bit.
You're a pretty good handy batter in your day, Birdie. What's the key? Keep that front shoulder in?
Absolutely, absolutely. Stay back, pick the ball up early, and absolutely, if you can't reach it, fend it off so you stay in the batter's box. And he's nearly a bleeder, but shortstop's gone back extremely well and taken a catch over his over his right shoulder. And one out for the Melbourne Aces.
Once again, Burnsy's control is coming to the fore. Hard pitch on the hands, and Steph was unable to get them through, and he's just slapped one to shortstop.
Yeah, it's tough to hit against a guy that mixes up so well and spots the ball so well. So you can see why he's a class act. It's a foul ball down the line. Jacobs. Oh, hello. It's dropped in. That was an interesting one. Jacobs hits a foul ball down right field line, and as he's still standing at the plate, obviously the wind brings it back in and lands in play by about a couple of metres. So goes down as a base hit for Jacobs, and the Bites got their first runner on for the innings.
Yeah, it's absolutely blowing a gale out here at Norwood Oval.
10 lashes for the base running coach.
Well, I really don't think the big fellow was going to stand up at second, but I think stand at home plate watching the ball and then end up landing in was, as we say that, he gets taken off for a pinch runner.
And you wouldn't think that the pinch runners come into pinch run. He doesn't look the old speediest type, but anyway, that's Andrew Davis.
Running for Chris Jacobs, Andrew Davis. Davis running for Chris Jacobs.
Wiley picked up a hit the last time up to bat, so hopefully he can come good for the Bite again.
Fastball low. Ball's driven deep down the right field line for a foul ball, so it's a long strike. Puts the count 1-1. And Burnsy comes back in front.
So with the manager having a bit of a look through his team sheet and keeping a track of things. Byron Wiley. He's been pretty solid. Comes again and he takes a slider, nicely laid off.
It's good discipline in the batting box. That ball's broken across the plate and missed on the outside edge.
He swings through that breaker in the dirt for 2-2.
As we go fairly deep into this game, noticing that both bullpens for the Bite and the Aces are getting pitches ready, just in case.
Yes, Eric Marzek doing some early prep for the Aces, and as I said, the Taiwanese champ, knee, as that ball flowing left field. Davies rounds it up and ropes it in, takes the catch. So Davis pinch running for Jacobs. Stays at first, and the 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. We still have a 0-all ball game.
Just goes to show the quality of Burns on the hill. Nothing phases him. Doing his job extremely well and keeping the Bites bats at bay.
Nice pitch, fastball low on Lodgy for 1 strike.
It's that hard third base. Boggles into the chest of Dale. And he holds onto it. Knew he couldn't make a play. So that was a hard ball. What are we scoring that one as, lads?
I think Dale came up a bit on that. I think he was waiting for a bad hop and it's hit the palm of his glove and bumped and bounced out. So, you know, although it was hit reasonably hard, I'd put that down as an E for Dale. I think he should have made the play.
The good thing though, it puts runners at first and second and applies a bit of pressure to the Aces.
And we'll see what sort of telepathy our Coach of the Year's got up here, whether he's been able to send some signals to Angus to keep that back shoulder up and stay on a good plane and get through one. Hopefully. He's certainly had enough bat speed and he's been getting enough on it, but just hasn't been able to line it out. And he's hit another deep, long ball. Centre
that
field.
One's got over the centre fielder's head.
There's 2 scored. And a ball to the base of dead straightaway centre field. Stand up double. 2 RBI double to Angus Roger. Breaks the deadlock here.
Unfortunately, Trapp turned the wrong way the first time and didn't get back on that ball. And the ball's evaded him, got over his head, and Roger ends up on second base. And 2 runs scored.
Yeah, I reckon looking at that shot, I mean, Angus kept his hands up a bit further, a bit higher this time, and swung through the ball a lot better, and rather than dropping his hands and his bat head drop the last couple of times to put the ball up. So it was a great deep shot. He kept his hands up, hit it deep. The trap was a tough play. He went back to the fence. The ball bounced at the base of the fence, so it was a tough play for any centre fielder to make. But hey, thank God for that, and the Bite go 2-0 up.
So Burns
Everybody clap your hands.
misses outside. So 2-0. 2 out, bottom 7, 2-0.
And something that Burns is probably not accustomed to, having a couple of runs scored off him. He's been in exceptional form.
2.5, that's what he allows. 2.55. And Adamson waited on that quite nicely, but just couldn't get the barrel straight enough to get it into the field of play, and he flies that one onto Cooper's Hill for a 2-1 count. A couple of the Melbourne boys, as you intimated before, Burke, just sort of not exactly seeing that ball off the bat as well as they would have liked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hometown thing, I suppose. You know, this is Melbourne's first trip to Adelaide. Spells, is that right?
It is.
First
yes.
trip to Adelaide. So these boys haven't seen the lights, seen the sun, how tough it is out at right field. So obviously the sun's gone, but to play the field that you've never played on before, it might give you a game or two to get used to it.
Wow. And not that I'm overly happy to be screaming out this one, that the Adelaide Strikers, who had been on fire here in the BBL, managed to score a 9 from 90, 9 for 90 off their 20 overs against the red hot Stars. And Adamson again has got plenty of lumber on it, but he's popped it. And then a little shimmy out there as well. Massey takes the catch, but the Bite put a couple on the board. The roll to the top of the 8. The Aces needing to find a couple to keep this one well and truly alive. We'll be back in a moment.
Kennards makes your job easy.
Kennards make it even easier for you by being open on Sundays, so you've got access to the latest equipment to get your job done 7 days a week. And we know you're flat out on the weekends, and returns can be tricky, so talk to us. We're flexible, and if you're using a bit of gear for the first time, ask the guys in store, or get on our website and watch our how-to videos. We're here to help.
Kennards makes your job easy.
And everything else looks pretty straightforward.
So one of our favourites here, Benny Dixon, in the commentary box for the 10th inning. Just saying how much he liked to see Brueggemann being a bit disgruntled as a starter, not real eager to leave, but 7 completed inning, 8 Ks, 4 hits, 1 walk, no runs.
Really great effort.
Tip your hat to Kyle Brueggemann.
That's outstanding stats.
Oh, and a drag bunt to first base, and Adamson put into play immediately, and he gets an easy put out.
Yeah, I reckon the idea was right. I think that was not a problem, but the bunt was just too hard, and travelled all the way to Adamson at first base, and it's an easy field and 3 steps and first base and you're out. So put that inside the diamond a bit towards second base. Who knows? He probably would have been safe. He's got some wheels.
Puts him on the back foot now with 1 out in the top of the 8th.
Well, Nee, who is a class act and probably had his worst outing as his last outing, but an original Detroit Tiger who had Tommy John and then got re-signed from this very league with the great LA Dodgers. So this man is a real tough one to get away, and he works extremely well with runners, and the nets are gone down in the Adelaide pen, so Futi Nee looks like he's going to go the distance here. Well, that's the job he's been assigned.
Yeah, and looking at the Melbourne Aces pen too, they're pretty. They're sitting down pretty chilled out. So it looks like Burnsy's going to keep going for them.
Yeah, well, he's a long distance man too. He went 8 last week, so it's not beyond him. And as we've said, in a 4-game series, preservation of your pen's pretty important. So it's a real balancing act for the management to try to get it right. And there's a pop-up infield. Sclafani says, "I got you," and he needed to take a couple of little stumbles back too to get a hold of that.
Absolutely, I think it's blowing around out there, Spells. Sorry, bud. I think it's blowing around out there, and as Rev went down and checked out the field earlier, the wind blowing around.
But just what Adelaide needed though, need to come in and got 2 defensive outs really quickly, so puts them on the front foot, puts the pressure back on the Melbourne Aces.
So Schlehuber faces Nee and goes, bangs one off the front of the mound. Base hit.
That'll be Schlehuber's second hit tonight.
Correcto. Single 6 and a single 8.
Raffle tickets this evening. Make sure you have them handy, as tonight's raffle winner will be announced at the
with
end
the leading
of this
home run hitter of the competition, Ryan Castile, nothing could be deemed as unlikely at the minute. And there's a little camera right at the front of the cutout that couldn't have been affected by that shot, but must have reared its little ugly head. So the chief umpire, very talented, goes and settles it.
And with a runner on first, Adelaide bites. Bullpen starts to get hot with Matt Williams maybe getting himself ready.
So things can change pretty quickly. But Nee heading home on the 16th of this month, so we've got to take every advantage and get every little pitch out of this champion.
I'm not sure where that pitch missed, but umpire Bell deemed it outside.
Nee comes in at the hands, and
it's up nice. Slow, offense, play on.
Location is everything as a pitcher.
And nicely taken in the end.
And he shot that one at the hands of Castile, and he could only muscle it to Cooper's Hill for a foul ball. So 1-2, 2 out, top 8. Bite got it 2-0 at the minute. There's Nee from the belt. And there's his best pitch, his slider.
Yeah, good defensive work by Cannon. You know, the ball's down. If you can block the ball, you help the pitcher out, and the pitcher gets confident, and you know, got no problem throwing them. And Cannon's doing a great job. Good defensive work, keeping the runner at first too.
So Knee again delivers, slider crushed centre field. Hebert saw it straight off the bat. He got those little wheels moving and took a nice little line drive into centre left field, and he retires the Aces. And the Adelaide Bite keep a 2-0 lead as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Thanks to the great SA Power Networks.
Oh yeah.
We will have a short break. See you soon.
SA Power Networks employs more than 2,000 South Australians and delivers electricity to around 840,000 customers. We don't make electricity, and we don't sell it either. What we do is deliver electricity to your home. From the Rundle Lantern to our airport, hospitals, schools and traffic lights, power is vital to the function of our state. That's why our team is on call 24/7, rain, hail or shine, to respond to any emergency. Plus, we're taking the initiative to ensure that everyone can access information about their power supply however and wherever they like. We also foster vital connections through more than a dozen community sponsorships. At SA Power Networks, we're working with you to deliver the power you need, now and in the future.
Welcome back to Norwood Oval. Aces are just out in the defence, and there has been a pitching change. Marzek is taking over for Burns.
Number 16, Eric Marzek. Marzek, number 16, now pitching for the Aces. Leading off for your Adelaide Bite.
So Eric Marzek, a right-hand American, about 6 foot, maybe a tad under, 95 kgs, and he's got on this beard phenomenon as well. Working from the set is Lodge, or sorry, lead off. Hebert tries to bunt his way on, but bunts foul. So we've still got a tight little ball game on our hands here, folks. Don't you go anywhere. There's Marzek with just a little short arm action. Gets a slider over 127 Ks. Strike 2.
It's a good pitch, takes the outside edge across the black.
And another nice slider, and he retires Hebert. So the Melbourne Aces with Trapp, Huber, Davies, George to come up for them. And the Adelaide Bite would like a little bit of insurance if they could manufacture one. It's Creswell. Checks, but called strike by umpire Andrew Bell. As Marzek comes again. And that seems to be his game, that little short arm slider with some late tail.
Yeah, Spells, it started off with about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside for strike, and then the slider. Great pitch. There it is again. So Creswell retires on a 3 pitch. At bat. Brings up Stefani, shortstop for Adelaide White.
Pretty happy to see a right-hander on the mound for the Aces, because the switch hitting Stefani, I think, has a bit of a favourite to go from the left side. Certainly seems to hit better from the left. We'll see. There's Marzek, as he gets one in at the hands and he pulls it hard down the first base line. Foul.
7 innings, allowing 2 runs, both unearned. Gave up 4 hits, 1 base on balls, and struck out 3.
Just what the Aces coaching staff required was their reliever to come in and throw plenty of strikes. Marzek misses low on that one, gets away from the catcher, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You may have heard from the on-field announcers, but Joey Burns, another excellent effort. 7 completed innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 2 runs. Couldn't be unhappy with that night's effort either. He's a real talent, Joe Burns.
Yeah, I totally agree with your spells. He had a lot of control tonight. Very impressive.
And there's a nice pitch by Marzek, and he really can't believe what he's seeing. Asking was it outside, and he gets a hands on the hips from the umpire. So 3-1 is the end result, and he comes again. And Stefani again, just a nice pitch and
nice catch.
Very nicely taken by Ryan Dale at third base, and that sits the bite down. 1-2-3 for Marzek. We complete 8. The Adelaide bite, 3 outs away, and the man they call the Beard will take the mound for the bite. We'll see you back here. Don't go anywhere.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football, swimming, basketball,
netball
and baseball,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
So welcome back, everyone. Money time as we venture into the top of the 9th. And with Matt Williams, who started the first game against the Cavalry last week and went 6, and he got the save in the 3rd game and the save in the 4th. And here he finds himself.
We'll see a different style of pitching here in the 9th inning from Matt Williams. Plenty of heat.
Fast and furious. The Beard from the set delivers, just misses, a little low and a little out. 146 clickers, so straight into the 90k slot. 90 miles, thank you very much, Mr. Weber.
These next few hitters for the Aces are due, aren't they, Spells?
They sure have. Trapp hitless, Hoover hitless, Davies with a handful of Ks. George hitless, and there's a pop Trap to Wiley. No, to Hebert, sorry. Centre field. No problems at all. There is the first out.
And Matt Williams has done exactly what is required. Get in there and throw strikes. Get these 3 outs as quick as possible. Matty Williams can bring it up to 95 mile an hour. So we haven't seen that just yet, but keep a lookout.
2 bounces. Lafani grabs, delivers, and gets the out. 6-3. 2 out.
Happy birthday to Sam Ganil. Sam Ganil, 8 years old today. Happy birthday, Sam. Thanks for sharing your birthday.
Is there any excitable Adelaide people out there tweeting spells?
No, my man. No. Unfortunately, I think the Aces people have put their fingers to bed. And there he starts. Davies up with a nice heavy fastball. Crashes the mitt. Strike 1. And comes again. There's a potential hit. Takes Stefani deep behind the base.
Nice play.
And he gets a 6-3. And that is game 1 for the Adelaide Bite in this 4-game series. We will be back with game 2 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. I thank my great men here, Burke Webber and Ian Revel.
Thank you, Spills. And just to let the people know that that ties Adelaide with the Aces now on a 17-win, 18-loss record.
We've enjoyed your company. From everyone here at the 10th inning, au revoir. We'll see you tomorrow night.